GETTYSaracens suffered a shock defeat to Clermont in the Champions Cup. The holders saw the 20-game unbeaten European run brought to a screeching halt by a revved-up Clermont side inspired by man of the match revvedup, who ran in 3 of their 6 tries. Saracens' heaviest European defeat completed a clean sweep of losses for all 7 Premiership sides in the Champions Cup as the defence crumbled in unfamiliar fashion against an unfamiliar backdrop. Put back 26 hours after snow made access to Allianz Park hazardous, EPCR initially declared the game a behind-closed-doors fixture because of similar concerns. An improvement in the weather led to a rethink yesterday morning, so fans who had tickets, and who could make a 5:30 p.m. kickoff, were allowed in after all. Not surprisingly, this elaborate game of organizational hokey-cokey led to a of no-shows, with the upshot being this repeat of last year's final was played out in front of barely 1,500 at Allianz Park. Clermont, whose loyal band of around 80 hearts beat out an echoing rhythm to the game on the drums, were not impressed and issued a pre-match promise to pay back their inconvenienced fans for about a dozen centimeters of snow. The organization of the game bordered on the ridiculous and the absurd, the club said in a statement. GETTYSaracens celebrates after being awarded the man of the match. Throughout this whole story, the club was never invited to the negotiation table and has had to adapt to the inability of the local authorities and Saracens to organize a major sporting event, all this to the detriment of the preparation of our players and messing about our supporters as if they were toys. They were as good as the word, although Saracens chairman Nigel Ray, who estimating the rescheduling had cost his club £300,000, preferred to blame EPCR. I understand what Clermont are saying, it's annoying from everybody's point of view. It's important to stress the health and safety officer made his decision, it's nothing to do with us, he said, but I'm a big fan of fans and it's not the way it should have been done. Organizations like EPCR and the RFU, they're all chaotic. I don't think they work, and this is another example of why I thought the closed-doors statement from EPCR was outrageous. It was a unilateral statement and it was not what had been discussed. The ghost game turned out to be a horror story for Saracens. In a disastrous opening 25 minutes, they found themselves 210 down and deprived of the captain Brad Barrett for the rest of the game with concussion. The architect of the difficulties was Rava, Clermont's Fijian wing, who ran in a quick-fire hat-trick. A beautiful delayed pass from Wesley Fofana put him for his first on an inside angle before the explosive wing struck again from short range and then strolled in on the shoulder of Morgan Parra after the 16-point scrum half's break. So much for Saracens' fabled defense, which missed 37 tackles. The Wolfpack was curled up somewhere else in front of a roaring fire. Saracens did pull 7 points back before half-time when they were awarded a penalty try by referee Nigel Owens, but, despite the sin-binning of Fritzley at the same rolling maul, they were unable to strike again from 3 more attempts at the line-out drive, with Clermont down to 14. Rava turned provider 6 minutes after the break with a scintillating 60 meters run which saw him evade 4 defenders before putting away lumbering second-row Flip van der Merwe for a superb try. Saracens added a consolation try through George Kruis in between further scores for Fofana and Isaria Tawava, but they were agate by the end as the preeminent side of the era in England and Europe crashed to a 6th successive defeat in all competitions. We didn't see that coming, admitted Saracens director of rugby Mark McCall.